More problems for Texas, more problems for real estate. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoat, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. So Texas, welcome back to the swimming pool. I was just thinking before I turned on the camera to start recording for you guys today, we're going to take a look at a listing in Texas today, which I always enjoy doing. As a real estate agent myself, I love seeing people's listings and how they're handling them. And unfortunately, the gravy train is over. There's no more cutting corners and just slapping a listing up and asking full price for it and thinking it's going to sell. Those times have come and gone. This was a game of musical chairs, and the music has stopped playing. We have so many headwinds right now with the U.S. housing market, and unfortunately, Texas is almost like the Vegases and the Phoenixes of '08. Like for some reason, Texas ended up this huge migration state. They saw all their prices going parabolic, and it's not one of these areas that really are that sought after that people want to live. It just got lucky because of lockdowns. They found a lot of inward migration, whether it was tax purposes or just the government, the leadership there being more open with people being able to move about than these other cities like California, where I'm at today, where it was just an insanely, government overreach. Whatever the reason, but we've got a lot of states in this real estate bubble. And the last real estate bubble was really places with cheap land that wages didn't support the growth and they couldn't sustain themselves. And then the downturn came and it was this falling knife that just, we know what happens. Most of us should know what happens. And if you don't know, subscribe right away. There's never been a more important time in history to get centered and surrounded with like-minded people where iron can sharpen iron. We're going to sharpen a little iron today because I really want to gear you guys to understand. For me, the way I look at real estate, I always say before, I don't even like paying full price for real estate, much less over asking price. And that's what I saw and was witnessed firsthand in this real estate bubble. Even in the '08 era, there was no bidding wars. And the reason is because there was no lockdowns. It was purely economically driven. But this was artificial growth, no organic growth. It was a casino climate. We had doubled the amount of money in circulation, and it found its way into the biggest asset class on planet Earth, the U.S. housing market, and it got euphoric. And you can't do that. I say that almost in every video. Anytime the U.S. housing market exhibits bubble behavior, it's going to have crash risk. I'm sorry. And maybe it'll last a little longer. Maybe it'll take a little longer for it to crash because of the amount of stimulus that was poured in. Your guess is as good as mine. But the reality is this. We're seeing areas now that are completely reversing course and in massive, massive trouble. But the challenge is this, my friends. Many sellers, they have euphoric recall. And many agents, our job is to run the comps and tell you your value range. Now you have algorithms and data that do that for us, like Zillow and Redfin and Realty.com, all these big heavy hitter websites. All they're doing is they're taking recent sales and they're coming up with their guesstimate on what your property is. Is worth, but the only thing that it can't do is tell you how good it shows. That's where a real estate professional, hey, I got to come walk your house. I got to take a look at this thing. Now, during the crisis when anything was selling, it could be the biggest turd on the street and you were getting full price bidding wars. Those times have come and gone. But it's my job to walk through and go, hey, listen, in order for me to come on at the upper end of its price range, you've got to show like a model home. If you're living in this thing and I got to walk people around your mess or personal effects or pictures of you on the wall, that interferes with the ability for them to picture themselves in the house. And then I recommend where I think you should come on at. And if you've been with me for a while, you know my position is find out who your competition is and beat them. Right now, we know loan applications are at an all-time never seen before low. They're in the toilet. Our buyer pool has shrank. People are just priced out, or they're just decided to get on the sidelines at this point because at this point, why? We may as well wait it out. And if you can rent for less than it costs to own, it's a no-brainer because this is such a volatile market. Now, a lot of young people that have never lived through a boom-bust cycle as a bill-paying adult before and suffered some of its blowback, of course, they're willing to buy because they're falling in love with these FOMO factory tour homes. staged and furnished to perfection under a think tank to get them to do exactly that. It's almost criminal. I should say criminal, but it's not playing fair. You're making young people fall in love with a model home that's sandwiched in like a sardine can at the back in the back 40 on a postage stamp a lot, commuting 2 hours to work every day, using their house as a transfer station if they're lucky. They don't even get to enjoy their home. Is it really worth it, home ownership? No. Not if you got to do that. You're better off jumping in a rental and let me help you buy investment property and scratch your real estate itch that way. It's not as important to own where you live. It's just important to own. But today, to drive our point home, I thought we would visit a neighborhood in Texas and take a look at an active listing so I can show you how I like to look at real estate, and you might want to consider doing the same thing. Let's jump over to today's featured listing, then we'll meet back here and wrap it up. Let's get started. All right, friends, buckle up, strap in, roll up your windows, lock your doors. We're heading into Texas. Unfortunately, it's not all rainbows and sunshine in this area. Everything on your screen is, in fact, going through the kiss of death. Price reductions. Let's jump over and take a look at today's featured listing. Let's go ahead and tour today's property. Strike one, our color. We want to be neutral, earth tones. This thing sticks out like a sore thumb. Strike two, we are in fact occupied and potentially tenant occupied, and it does not show well. Again, you want to neutralize your home. You never want somebody to picture you in your home. You want to picture them in your home. You've got to give them the opportunity to do that. This is a big problem anytime you're selling real estate. There's only one thing that'll fix a property that shows like this, and that's price. We'll get to that momentarily. Today's property just suffered a $15,000 price cut, but still sits stuck on the market at $225,000. They're in fact now stuck on the market, chasing the market, showing their weakness as they're now doing price reductions where they could just pull the listing if they didn't need to sell. So for me, I know these people are potentially motivated, but they're not motivated enough quite yet. Let's keep looking. As we read between the lines and look between the cracks of our property description, we can see it also has a mobile home on the property. And typically, banks will not lend on mobile homes, especially older ones. This thing could, in fact, be hurting the property more than helping it. Again, another thing that's probably causing issues for this property. Let's keep digging. It just went from bad to worse for our property after a whopping 194 days, almost a half a year on the market. They've got a whopping 4 saves. 4 saves is little to basically no interest. You are priced all wrong. If you want to get people interested in your house, you better price right. And it's clear right here in black and white that our property is in fact priced all wrong. This thing's got disaster written all over it. Let's go ahead and dig a little deeper. Just so we're clear, where you see it says tour with a buyer's agent and a little button where you can do a in-person or video chat. In fact, what you're going to be doing is being sold off to the next agent that's willing to pay to talk to you for a chance to potentially get in between this deal. That's why you always want to have your own agent already in place, not a random agent that paid for your click. Now, let's move on. Now, if we were to give them their stuck on the market price of $225,000, our approximate cost to carry, if we could get a bank to even lend on it, would be almost $1,600 a month for a house that basically shows terrible and potentially has an unpermitted mobile home on it as well. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sure I would want to carry this property at almost $1,600 a month in this part of Texas that shows like this. That is not a good look either, but wait, there's more. As we can see here, based on recent sales, the mid-range value of our property is approximately $223,300. Our property is priced after price reductions at $225,000, and it shows poorly. You do not want to be at the mid-range value of a property that shows like this. You need to be aggressive. You need to get in front of this. You need to be at the lower end of its value range. It's priced wrong. Somebody had euphoric recall. Somebody took a listing and potentially let the owner set the price based on bubble era performance, which is in fact ended in a big way in this area. And to boot, the property has appreciated 97% in 2 years. That has never happened before in world history. This is bubble behavior in its purest form. But wait, there's more. Our property started its journey at $240,000, way above the upper end of its price range, and it shows terrible. Oh my gosh, this is almost embarrassing. Now, they're doing token price reductions and still within the mid-range value of its value range. They are priced all wrong. They need to get aggressive. Somebody's playing with the numbers, and this is in fact what happens. And if you get somebody like me that comes along representing buyers, I'm going to blow this thing apart. Offensive offers will be the name of the game, and if you don't like it, tough luck. I'm not going to give you more or let my client give you more than a property is worth. If bought right, potentially this thing could be gutted, painted, and possibly made into a good home. But the way it sits now, it is priced all wrong in my humble opinion. Now let's jump back to the studio and wrap this thing up. All right, friends, welcome back. And there you go. So this is currently what's going on out there, friends. Sellers, a lot of times, like if I get the call for that house, hey, Scott, I want to list my house. Would you come take a look? Yeah, hey, so the house, this is my suggestion in terms of where we should list at the lower end of its value range. Well, Scott, the house right down the street sold for whatever, and my house is bigger. It's got more square footage. Well, yeah, the other house showed better than yours. Yours shows horrible. I can't say that because I got to be tactful on. I mean, as much as I want to show, you just don't show the best right now. Can I move you out of here and empty this house and get it painted, and then I can come on like maybe your neighbor? But the challenge is even if I did that, not many people are racing over to the house in this market to see something priced at the top of its value range. It's so important. And the biggest challenge, friends, I mean, listen, this is where it comes in. You need to educate yourself. I always tell you guys when I'm working with you and putting you together with our agents, wherever you might live, it's super important to get together with an agent and just get out there and start kicking tires, shaking trees. Go put boots on the ground. Walk through some houses. Maybe throw an offer at somebody, even if it's not going to stick, just so you're in the game, so you're comfortable if and when that right property comes along. Otherwise, you're going to miss out. You've got to be ready to strike. But the reality is this. It's so important right now that you price right. Because if I see you stuck on the market, this property was 192 days on the market with 100 and something views, which is nothing. And that's nothing. In fact, people that probably saved it, or they probably the agents, like, let me give this thing a save. The owner, give it a save. Ask her friends, give it a save. I doubt that's even anybody remotely interested. And obviously, if it's on the market for 192 days, there's only one thing wrong with this house. It's priced wrong. Way wrong. This thing is priced so far wrong. So you got a stubborn owner, and the agent probably, like I said, hey, listen, I don't know. Some agents, they're not even forward thinking enough to do that. But for me, I would rather not have the listing than just another listing that shows that poorly, that's stuck on the market. And I got to go back to my owner. We had 0 showings, 0 requests for showings, 0 people coming through my open house, and 0 offers. What would you like to do? Gosh darn it, Scott, I really wanted to be sold. Well, I told you, sir, You need to find out who your competition is and beat them. We didn't do that. And now we're stuck on the market, chasing the market, and we're showing days on market, and a sharp agent's going to come blow us apart. And I had an offer for you. They gave us one, and you rejected it. And now they're gone. I can't even get them back. Now you wish you'd had them back. Those are the waters we're in fact swimming in. So the real estate market clearly has become unsustainable. And this is just throw the proverbial dart at a map of the U.S. I could pick apart listings all day long on this channel and blow them apart much worse than I'm blowing apart this one. I'm just using this one. It was a random listing. Look at this one. Oh my gosh. And the reality is I almost feel worse because it looked like it was tenant occupied, and I've had these type of deals before where I've had to sell a house that's tenant occupied and these people are losing their rental. And it sucks to have some agent come through rolling up in their luxury car in their tie, and you're just trying to keep a roof over the family's head, and I got to sell your house, and I'm asking you if you'll cooperate with me around showings. It sucks. I hate doing that. It's no fun, but I'm a real estate guy. It's my job. I have to do it. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a real estate guy that wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understand the waters you're swimming in now. Shark-infested Texas. Welcome to the swimming pool. You're in the deep end. It's not looking good. You're the new Vegas. You're the new Phoenix of 2008. These areas of Texas, right next to the border wall and a lot of crossings, and even though we're shoring it up, the scarring has been left on these cities. It's left a bad taste in people's mouth. They want out. They see which way this thing is going. One thing is for sure, my friends, real estate's local. All areas behave differently. Some are going to get hit first. Some are going to get hit last. Some are going to get hit harder. That's just the way it is in real estate. Unfortunately, Texas, you're not a destination state or city. Great state, absolutely. Would I live there? Absolutely. This house, never. Maybe as an investment property, but it's priced all wrong, in my opinion. And that's why I'll have to be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way. Because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It would be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. God bless. I'll see you on the next video.